Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast that never sleeps. Thank you so much, everybody, for waiting up for us. You're the best. We appreciate you. So we are starting a little late today because we're busy guys and we got a lot of stuff going on, dudes.
We might be starting it this time, actually, from now on, this year, 2025, right? I think 7th is probably the new time.
It might be the new time.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out.
Just so you know, for all the live folks, and there's actually quite a bit of you. So yeah, just know that for next week. This will be a fun one. Yeah, with all of the weird sightings that we had at the end of the year in 2024, there were so many people saying there's still these non-believers out there. There's not extraterrestrials, that they're not real. And then there's this camp that believes in extraterrestrials, but still thinks what we're seeing is human. Today, we're going to talk about, is it possible? Is the military actually responsible for vehicles that defy the laws of physics? What proof do we have that we even have technology like this? And have we seen it before? I mean, before the drone crisis, we know about UAP sightings, and most of them were dismissed until 2017. But there is a long history of us seeing stuff out there. Has it been us the whole time? We're diving into the history of it. That's our topic today. Let's see. Could it be us? Let's find out.
Yep.
Yeah.
The answer is yep. So yeah, and it could be us, so we'll find out.
It could be. And we've got a lot of cool stuff to show you. A lot of
like your
videos
socks,
today, a lot of
dude.
pics.
Those are dope.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's cook. So, how was your week, by the way? Let's start off. How was your week, my guy?
Just busy, tired.
It's been a
I was
busy week.
sick for the half of it. I've been sick for days. Today I was even sick. It's windy. It's cold here in Vegas. I thought winter was over.
Windy. Yeah.
Nope. Just started.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's an actual disaster. So,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of. I just watched this great interview. It's actually in one of our videos. It's the jellyfish video, which is like the best edited video we've ever done. But for some reason, nobody's ever seen it. It's fucking insane.
It's one of those. Yeah.
It just never hit. But
possible human tech.
So Lou Elizondo is being interviewed, right?
Okay.
And the interviewer, he's like, so alien craft.
Yeah.
Is you're saying that's real? He's like, I'm not telling you that's real. The U.S. government has already told you that's real.
Come on, we've been FBI files from the 50s told you it's real.
I know.
Why are we even still at? We should be so beyond that stage of, is there something out there? That's not even a question anymore. The question is, what is it? Whose is it? How are they getting here?
The question is what we're going to be discussing today.
That's the point.
Is it extraterrestrial or is it our stuff?
Oh, both.
Or okay, can I get to the third?
Sure. Yeah.
Or is it a combo? Is it us recreating things that we've seen?
Can we recreate these things? Yeah.
Yes.
Weird.
How's that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it out there right now.
You want to say yes right away? Let's look at the evidence, then we'll make a decision at the end of the show.
See, that's the right way to go about things.
I think so.
So let's do that. Okay, so
yeah,
I had a great week. Thanks for asking. Very busy.
I don't care about your week at all.
That's fine.
No, I'm sure it was fine.
Yeah,
you weren't sick, so it was better than my week.
You don't know that.
I guess. So.
No, I wasn't sick. I don't get sick.
No, I do know that. You would update me. You would say, "Oh, feeling sick today."
Yeah.
We actually don't speak at all until we do the show. This is it. We speak nil, zero.
I know, it's ridiculous.
No conversation.
I know. We don't even know. I don't even know what are we talking about today?
Right? Yeah. The audience knows more than you do.
I know. Yeah. Well, I'm fixing the goddamn camera. You're telling them what's what. I don't even know what's happening. So, Jared.
Yeah.
Let's start off with some evidence. So,
okay.
No, is that not a good idea?
That's not where I'm going to start, but if you have something.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's do your thing.
Well, I want to get back. If we're going to start no intro thing today, I guess, if we're not going to do that, we're just going to jump right in.
You're saying, Jared, I know what you're saying. You're saying you want to jump right in.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying you're ready.
Ready to go.
Okay, so you're saying, man, I got my disappointed face on. You like the end of Loki season 2?
Yeah.
Him with the green time. It sounds like something I would make up. It really does.
A ghost, a ghoul, a goblin, a monster, a werewolf.
Alien Reproduction Vehicles.
I was going to say that came out great.
You're off to a great start.
Yeah.
We got some fun stuff planned today. We got some goods.
We do. We got the friggin' goods. And today we're talking about alien reproduction vehicles, dude.
Yeah.
Are they ours? Yes.
So here's where I wanted to start. When we had talked about drones on this channel, we had come up with basically a top 3. There was Adversarial Nation deploying drones on our airspace,
China.
with impunity, flying over our air bases, nuclear installations, neighborhoods, even. So Adversarial Nation, actual phenomenon, or a mixture of new technology and what is it? A bioweapon. We deployed new technology to search for a bioweapon or nuclear weapon of some kind, or that made its way to the U.S.
One theory that you posited on the show was maybe these drones are there to distract.
That was a little theory we had, and now that is the main theory out there. We saw it after the show. Apparently, everyone decided that was the theory they wanted to go with. Is it's a distraction from the real phenomenon. What is the real phenomenon? Is it alien, or are we tested? Because there's wars going on, baby. We're being pulled into a few things in a few different directions. Maybe it's time we start putting our stuff up there and showing what we're capable of.
Hey, so if I were to ask you to give me a number of the amount of things that we broke on this show, what would you say? 2, 10,
like major breaks, like major
that we on this show,
theories and even solves. I would say there's at least half a dozen real breaks in this show.
I agree. Yeah, about half a dozen sounds right. When do you think we'll get credit for any of those?
No, never, because by the time those episodes get the views, it'll look like we had been talking about it after
we're
the
the
fact.
fifth, people to talk about it.
But everybody here today, you guys are part of something special, and eventually, you'll be the beginning of.
Once we start getting views, you could be like, you'll be the person in the comments. Hey, I was here from jump. I remember when they were still fixing their camera.
Everyone will be asking, why do they always answer GL's and Alexi's questions before anybody else's? And
why does Chase Mack always get
exactly? Why does Chase get preferential treatment? Badges. You've been here. We know you. You know us.
Anyway, let's get to the goods, baby. Let's jump in.
So because Adversarial Nation was on there, I wanted to play a video. There's no timestamp on this.
Okay.
This is just a video about a Chinese national who was using drones to spy on our military bases, and he was caught. So we have proof that this is part of their repertoire. They send this stuff up to spy on us, and this guy was arrested for it.
Wow. New Jersey is not alone in having to worry about drones. A Chinese national was just arrested in California for flying a drone over a Space Force base.
Not
the U.S.
good.
Attorney's Office announcing he's charged with violating national defense airspace, that he was illegally taking photos from above the base. The incident happened on the same day,
he had the
November
Costco
30th,
stuff.
when a quote, sensitive payload
he has the
for
same
the
one I
National
got.
Reconnaissance Office had been launched from Vandenberg Space Force Base. That launch took place at night. It was later that day when the base's drone detection system spotted the rogue drone flying up to a mile high above the base. Security personnel were dispatched.
Hold on, pause there.
They intercepted the suspect.
These military bases have drone detection systems? Well, that's absurd.
Isn't that
If they have those, then how were all of these drones able to fly in there and out of there with impunity? Right?
You know, for real.
That means they are using a type of technology that our equipment can't detect, can't take out.
Or they have a busta.
They have the busta because over the reporting of these incidents, we've learned that we have the ability to drop dozens of these out of the sky at once. One shot, boom, we could just, all the radio signals, take them all out. But they're using signals that we can't even detect. So whatever's keeping them in the air, the signal that's coming off of these things back to whoever's controlling it, we can't find any signals.
So that would speak to what? Adversarial?
That would speak to either advanced adversarial technology or it lives on its own. It has no signals coming off of it because it's not being remote controlled. It is flying itself.
It's nope.
Yeah, it's flying itself and it's recording whatever it's doing.
What if it's nope? What
it's
if
not
it's
broadcasting?
Like it's
not
sentient.
being connected.
It's its own.
Or AI. It would be an answer to that. Yeah. So nothing is being sent back to somewhere, meaning it needs to dock to either offload all the data it's picked up, or it's technology from somewhere else that we don't understand.
Trippy.
Yeah. So drone detection systems, that's a big highlight of that. But somebody was caught using your standard drone to try and spy on us, and they were caught and arrested.
And they were caught. So drone detection. Weird that they have that.
And sticking with the drones, there was a story, just as we get caught up here, there was a story about one of the drones being shot down. Did you hear about this?
No.
This guy, Craig Jackson, posted a video of somebody shooting one of these advanced drones that we couldn't detect.
Like the SUV-sized big bad boys? No way.
His account was immediately frozen, taken down, and the videos were deleted. I have a video, there was a timestamp, 46 seconds, and it talks about this experience. He was able to get the video up there, and it got millions of views right away. Yeah. And someone in that company, tech company, decided or was told, get rid of this, remove it, take it down. His account was frozen. And
they're
the videos
just so
were deleted.
obvious with it. You said 46?
Yeah. So something they don't want us to see.
If it's AI, is Skylink. Yeah.
So
as curiosity spread, a social media user named Craig claimed a UFO was shot down in rural Blown, New Jersey. His post quickly went viral, but within hours, his account was mysteriously suspended, and all traces of his claims were erased.
That's creepy,
Who silenced Craig, and what are they hiding?
So
UFO mystery in New Jersey.
Who silenced Craig, and what are they hiding?
Is that a real? So were they hiding real UAPs? Like we know, Men in Black stuff has been going on forever. Is that what this is, or was it ours? And they didn't want them showing us or showing the world that this is something you can do to take these down. This is how you can take it down. Or this is the technology that's being used and deployed here. There's something being hidden. And that either speaks to us hiding our own stuff or hiding stuff that we don't want to talk about. Yeah. Legacy stuff, legacy program stuff. Like the deep black stuff. I've got one more of one of these drones that was caught in a tree. Now, this is the most bizarre thing you'll ever see. Someone actually got to see one up close because it got stuck. And I had no timestamp on this. Check this out.
It was kind of tree, the most bizarre thing you'll ever see.
Yep. Watch this thing, dude. Look at how freaky this is. This is not normal means of propulsion. You can
possible drone
tell there's something
hung
wrong
up in a tree in Monmouth, New Jersey.
Yo, hold up. Let's pause right there.
Look at that. It can't do it. They zoom in. You get to see a little bit more.
Yo.
So this thing got stuck.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
it's been up there for at least 4 hours.
These things have to be able to stay in flight for up to 7 hours. We're catching these things for. They're able to stay up for 7 hours. And look at the size.
Dude,
of this.
what's going on?
I don't see any
what's
fans.
That movement?
I don't see fans. I don't see fixed wing.
Yeah, where's the propulsion?
There's obviously some sort of waveguide or something moving to try and get it
anti-gravitic attack, boy.
It's trying to dislodge itself.
That? Yeah. Holy shit. It's like a bug trapped in a tree.
Isn't that cool?
Dude, that's the creepiest thing. Why does it look like it has eyeballs?
So we got this thing. We got a picture of one of these.
Dude, is that
that is not the same as the other descriptions. There is so many different styles of these things being seen. But that is one for the books, dude. What is that? It looks like one of those centipede type things, but with bioluminescence or something. You know what I'm talking about? Those with their water centipedes. That they have like little legs all around the edges of them, and then they have like
the worst thing.
Yeah,
in the world?
Like their organs are underneath like that. And you know, we've been designing craft based on real life, bioorganisms forever. Since Da Vinci, drawing up planes that look like that flew like a bird. And
what movie is that? Oh yeah, Avatar, where they have like the dragonfly. Avatar.
Yeah. Well, we actually have those now. We have drones that fly like that, and they're that size. So we've gotten there.
Is it Avatar, or am I tripping?
That's how the dragons fly. Yeah, they have like 4 wings. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that they ride and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, Moose Heaven is so funny that like they have their own signature. Moose Heaven, what's up? Moose Heaven, boys. Love it. Anyway, so Alexi right here. What did you say? I work with a former. What is this?
Military active in war at the time. His son is active military. He told me today these drones are ours.
Yeah.
His son is active now and works in this field. So we might have confirmation here from the audience that what we've been seeing is our technology. And that's a great segue because that's what we're going to talk about now. We're going to get into what are our capabilities and how far back does this stuff go?
Yeah. Reyes said, we can't even understand 1 + 1 on this. Yeah, party balloon got loose from a birthday.
Right?
Yeah,
How
that's
cool.
what that
Yeah, that happens all the time. It
That's
looks
a
like
trip.
morphing UFOs.
But what the...
But balloons don't go 120 knots. They don't try and
what is that in the middle, dude?
Trees. Yeah.
Cops just got here. Later.
Creepsville. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Like I said, it shows you, it starts changing colors. And
so they did like an image, like they did like a negative. What is that?
I don't know. It could be...
they like changed the coloring.
Yeah, like infrared to try to pick up where the heat signatures were.
But,
yeah.
Okay, so but what? So what?
It looks like an amoeba. That's what I was trying to say, GL. Yeah.
Oh, an amoeba.
With the where it has all the legs around it and stuff. Yeah. Good.
Oh yeah,
good call, GL.
That's a trip.
So
with the light in the middle, I hate it. I don't like it. I hate it. Okay,
one of the most famous UFO cases. They tell us we don't know what this is, and it was declassified and allowed to be shown. We saw our first glimpse of it in 2017. UAP Task Force had been looking at this for at least a decade before that. It is the Tic-Tac.
Yeah.
But is that the first time we've seen it? Is that the first report of the Tic-Tac UFO? And that happened in 2004, I think. No. It wasn't.
Really?
We've seen the Tic-Tac several times. This thing's made its rounds. First seen in 1948. The same ship with the same little rod that comes out of the bottom. Seen in 1948 over Andrews Air Force Base. And just last year, it was seen in New Mexico. I got a picture we can throw up.
Say what?
Yeah. This is the picture from New Mexico. That's exactly what Fravor said he was chasing over the ocean that day during the Nimitz video that we saw. That's it right there.
It looks like a pill.
They used to call it the propane tank back in the day, right? Now they call it the Tic-Tac because that's what Fravor called it. But this has been seen. 1948 is the first sighting of this recorded. So did we have this tech in 48? Something that can fly with no visible means of propulsion, with no wings, with no rivets.
Maybe we didn't have it, but maybe something had it.
So
and then we recreated it.
And even Fravor said there's this rod that comes off of it on the bottom. It's like it goes down like a little 45-degree angle. And I feel like any vehicle that has that on it, it's got to be man-made. That might be a sign of man-made.
That has what on it?
Like the rod coming out of it, right? It's obviously a way to either pull energy from 0 point. It looks manufactured. It doesn't look alien. Aliens, we know from a lot of testimony, they're completely one solid piece. Yeah. They don't have like these antennas and stuff.
Yeah. Well, even dude, go back to Bob Lazar saying inside the craft, nothing connected, no wires, nothing. It's all standalone. And Alexi, we did get your video or your pictures.
Yeah.
But like we couldn't really see much. It just looked like just a light.
Yeah,
right?
we saw the light. Let us know if we're missing something.
Yeah, maybe we're missing something.
But we can pull those up when it's appropriate.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we did get it. Oh, there's a video.
That's what we missed.
That's what we missed.
Okay.
Yay. So you want to play our boys' video?
Yeah, let's do it. And then we'll get back to the Tic-Tac.
Okay, so chit chat about the Tic-Tac while I pull this up real quick.
Well, the next is a video.
Okay.
The point of this is that the Tic-Tac is not new. Fravor is not the first person to see it. Reports go back to 48. And then I have testimony, that sworn testimony that was sent to Congress so that they could do official hearings about the Tic-Tac and that it is a man-made vehicle. And I'm going to play that video.
Okay, hold on. You want to play Alexi's video?
It's up. Play it, please.
Let's do it. Oh, dude, this is a trip. Okay, yeah, that's what we missed. Okay. So let's just full screen this bad boy for him, right?
Yes.
Cool.
All right. Got it in the shot. We're going to find it.
There you go.
We're driving past it.
Oh, yo, what? Do you see? They're chasing that. Do you see it?
That's cool.
Bro, that's a genuine shrimp.
Oh, yeah, that's not an airplane.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
It is.
Look it's like blinking in and out.
According to Roswell, it'd be a weather balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
God, it's probably higher
Yes.
than that. Well, from here, it looks super
That
high
is
far.
insane. They're driving.
You caught one.
Following it.
That's great.
Bro, look at the speed it's going.
I love that it blinks in and out. That's a telltale sign.
Oh, for sure. Yo.
Oh, that's cool, man. Thank you for sending that in. We love when audience sends in videos and pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that thing. Oh, and I wish cameras had better zoom.
I know, right?
It's like right
Because I'm
here.
sure for them
We're
it
gonna
was
drive
like
right up on it. We're gonna be
really.
like the next street over.
Dude, that's a trip.
That's cool.
Yo!
Yeah.
Yo! He's following it really well.
Yeah.
Get up like almost parallel with.
Look at that.
Bro.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a long.
Yo, you can
split
see!
in the sky, a light ribbon
What?
that
Yeah,
takes.
look at that. That doesn't look like rocket propulsion.
It's all segmented too.
Dude,
Here, slow
what
down,
is
stop,
that?
stop,
It gets
stop.
better as the video goes
Is there
on.
anybody
Yeah.
behind
Bro!
No, that's not an airplane. It's not flares.
you? It's a flag.
The hang time is.
Yo, look at the shape.
It's a
It's,
flag?
That's crazy.
yo, that's a trip.
I love
man.
when it's stretched out like that. I know, GL. I can't wait to get the infrared.
Brother, that is nuts.
Nice share. Good
Great
share.
share,
Okay.
dude.
All right. So,
Great share.
is camera good, or is that just this view?
What's up?
Camera's good.
Camera's good. Yeah.
Okay, that's just the view.
Yep.
It's shorter.
Just for now. Yep.
Okay, so let's get back to the Tic-Tac. Like I said, first seen in 48, as seen in 2004 at the Nimitz video case that we're all familiar with from David Fravor's sighting, and then it was seen in New Mexico last year, and we just showed you a picture of that. I have a video now of Dr. Stephen Greer. This was the first disclosure project hearing, or we can't really call it a hearing. He was trying to get a hearing, so he did this conference with all of his whistleblowers to talk about these major beats. One of them was the invention of this Tic-Tac. This is in 2001. This predates Fravor's sighting, so he's not copying Fravor's witness testimony.
Story, yeah.
Nope. And this guy says this is something we make. So this is 2758 is the timestamp. And so we're going to look at a piece of the Disclosure Project conference that happened in 2001, right before the attacks in 2001 on the Trade Towers. And because of those attacks, the hearing he was supposed to have with Congress was canceled.
Really?
Yeah. So check this out.
Okay.
This is based on a sighting of a group of people. It's basically the same object in the 1960s,
See those little things on there?
1967.
That's
Let's go
probably
to
how
the
they
next
pull
slide.
energy.
Oh,
And
that's
sort of
what
a
you were
sketch
talking
here,
about before.
the so-called
Gotcha.
Lincoln
Yeah, yeah,
steam
yeah.
boiler. These have been seen in multiple places around since the 1950s and 60s. Next. Here's one that's a very good color illustration of it. Notice the probes on it. Extraterrestrial vehicles do not have those. These electrostatic discharge objects.
Yes,
We're not going to
I
get into all
agree.
the physics
That's
of this.
what
Our
you're
team
saying.
understands it, and we're welcome to share
'Cause
that
alien
in a
vehicles
longer
are
brief
just
with
one piece.
media folks.
We don't have these weird
And here's
antennae.
the 2004 off the coast of San Diego Tic-Tac. It's
Cool.
fundamentally the same object.
So
Next. And-
wait, real quick.
Yeah.
And then we can get back to finishing the vid. So basically, they're saying this is a shape of a UFO. Like
Yeah.
this is something that
This is
it's
something
not just
that was,
one.
that's being called a UFO by the U.S. government. It was declassified, and they allowed not just Elizondo, but they allowed Grush, and they allowed Fravor, and they allowed all these people to come out and talk about this case and say that it is a truly unidentified. But it's not if it's ours. So we let people say this is something we can't explain
Yeah.
while secretly knowing it was our tech.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Wow. Yeah.
We are willing to use, it just shows that we're willing to use the UFO narrative to hide our breakthroughs, right? That is our cover story. That's proof of that right there. So the Tic-Tac is one case.
Yeah.
Is there more? Are more of these UFOs part of this? Are they using this UFO narrative to cover up more technological breakthroughs? And does it go even further back? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
We have proof of that. Yeah.
Is that fact?
So there's something, they call these things ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles,
sure.
because they're built from the technology that we captured starting in 45 and 47. These are the New Mexico crashes, the famous Roswell crash in 47. There was the book The Day After Roswell, written by Colonel Corso, where he gives his full testimony in that book of what he witnessed and how we did recover that craft. There's the famous Eric Davis Wilson memo, where this Admiral Wilson is trying to get access to a USAP, an unacknowledged special access program. That's where all the stuff is hidden and siloed. And he can't get access to a program that he is supposed to oversee. And it's because it is this legacy UAP stuff. And it just goes to show you, we've been doing this a long time.
Yeah. And
Since the
they're getting
40s.
good at it, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, so who is this guy who couldn't get access to the program that he's supposed to be in charge of?
Admiral Wilson. So he was in charge of all special access programs, including unacknowledged special access programs, the deep black stuff. He would have oversight.
Purely classified.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by like unacknowledged?
Yeah, this is like it's not on the budget sheet.
Like we don't talk about it.
Yeah, this
Like
is the deep
as if it
black.
never happened.
But there's stuff that's unacknowledged and there's no oversight. Those are the illegal programs. Those are the ones Congress are chasing down right now. That's why we're having these hearings. Is there are programs that have no oversight. They just do whatever the F they want. We can't have that. That's not how the government works. That's not how Congress works. That's not how checks and balances work.
Yeah.
But people are doing it in the military, and they've been doing it for a long time. Since Eisenhower, they've been doing it.
So you've seen and you like the movie The Gray Man.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Great movie.
I realized why I don't like it so much.
It's so good. There's nothing not to like.
Really? I'll tell you in just a second. But what you reminded me of is they hire Chris Evans' character because
He's so good.
he's so great,
Dude.
because he could do whatever he wants.
Jerk off villain.
Yeah.
He plays
Even his
it to
name
a-
is perfect.
and the way he's like willing to throw his own men in front of a grenade.
Oh
like,
no,
he's
for
so
sure.
good in that.
Oh, he's
role.
the worst. Oh, dude, when the guys like fail, and he's like, "You're dumb, you idiot!"
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
shooting at him and kicking
Yeah.
him. It's super Joker. But they hire him because he can do what they can't. He can do whatever he wants.
Oh yeah,
He's third party.
That's why we
baby.
use contractors.
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. That's why we use
The rules are
contractors.
different. Yeah,
The rules are different because there are no rules.
yeah. There's no.
They don't have to report. Oh well, so here's what happened at 2:38 p.m. No, they're
ROE
like fucking-
rules of engagement, dude. When we would have private contractors overseas, like our soldiers had to wait until bullets were coming at them. They could hear the whizzing.
Yes.
Before we could engage.
That's
the private
crazy.
contractors. No rules of engagement.
Yeah.
If they see a threat, they can handle it. That's why
They do have a rule. Engage.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why they call them.
What's your plan of
assassins
attack?
With
We need a plan of attack. I have a plan.
attack.
Attack.
Yeah,
So good.
Iron Man.
Yep.
Yeah. So man-made UFOs, also known as ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles, and sometimes called ATs, advanced technologies. That's it. They don't want to. They don't even want to say alien reproduction vehicle. We got ARV from a person who came forward who was privy to that term.
Bob?
And we're going to get into it.
Oh, damn it.
Close, honestly. But let's watch this video. So
I
this
was
next
thinking Bob
video,
Lazar, obviously.
it's also from this same the Disclosure Project conference.
Okay.
1942 is the
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
yeah, there you go. Is the timestamp on it. And this is going to talk about the ARV, the alien reproduction vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're talking about today is our government capable of putting aircraft in the air that looks like alien technology?
So chat.
And how long?
I'm going to ask you a question. Chase, GL, Alex, Alexi, whatever you want to be called. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Do you believe that these crafts that we see could be alien reproduction vehicles some of the time? At least some of the time.
Yeah.
Not saying every time.
Have we broken this problem? Have we solved gravity? Have we solved for anti-gravity? And What about the power? How do we power these things?
They powered?
How are we able to put something in the air that can do these types of turns and this type
and
of speed
not only
with a guy in it?
UFOs, right, which have like no propulsion from any singular direction.
Dude,
right?
sometimes they're colder than the background.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, when they do the heat vision,
signature,
the background is hotter than the vehicle, and it's going 120 miles an hour.
Yep. So, chat, do you believe that human beings, the U.S. government or any government, have been able to recreate these alien vehicles?
Yeah, good question. And then by the end of this, we might be able to,
and maybe the answers
come up
will
with
change,
an answer. Yeah,
who knows? Okay, so let's check this out.
Was retrieved because it became disabled. Some of these retrieval operations are not extraterrestrial, but they would like sometimes the public to think maybe it was, because the bigger secret, I will tell you right now, is not the extraterrestrial issue. It's these technologies, which an unsupervised and frankly illegal operation have.
No,
when did we start seeing triangular UFOs? It was always saucers. From the 60s all the way through up until about the 80s, we start seeing a lot of these triangular UFO reports. That was something new. So there was a breakthrough there. And there are patents that you can look up for triangular shaped anti-gravity craft. Some of this stuff was patented. Those guys work for the military. They work for the Navy. They work for the Air Force. So it's just interesting that it aligns with when we might have started designing craft of this shape. The reports. There's huge triangular shaped craft reports. They're not saucer shaped. So it's interesting. Are these triangular UFOs our technology? And this is an example of one of those. And we know that we've talked about on the show another one, and we'll get to it later.
Okay.
So let's talk about some witness reports and how far back they go. So we talked about the Tic-Tac being seen in 1948. We talked about ARVs, which were supposedly perfected in the 60s, and we'll get to some proof of that later. In 1980, there was something called the Landrum incident. Have you heard of this?
Dolph Lundgren, yeah.
Yeah.
Cash Lundgren.
Betty Cash, Vicky Landrum, and her grandson. They're going for a drive on a road alone, and they see this crazy bright light. And it gets closer and closer to them, and then it's blocking their way to where they actually have to pull over the car. This happened in Dayton, Texas. I have a picture, kind of a recreation of what they saw.
Wait, I think I've heard of this story.
This is a big one.
I think I saw this on Unsolved Mysteries, as a matter of fact.
It was probably on there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So here's a picture of, this is a recreation of
never
what
mind.
it looked
The one I'm
like.
thinking of is they're going like over a bridge. This is insane.
Yeah, so a diamond-shaped craft.
Man.
So the heat, when they get it, so they get out of the car to inspect it, it won't move out of their way. They can't drive past it because there's this heat coming off of it that's so bad that it's actually burning their skin, and it starts to actually burn the paint off the car. So whatever the propulsion system of this is, it's generating a ton of heat. They get out. They go to look at it. They get burned. The heat. They're feeling it. They get back in the car for safety because it's so hot and extreme. Then they see these black helicopters show up. The thing lifts up and takes off its speed, and it's escorted by these black helicopters. Now, what kind of propulsion system could give off a heat that might burn your skin? Best guess would be probably nuclear.
Okay, they could burn your skin, sure.
Right.
I guess.
If you came in contact with a UAP, man-made UAP, that was using a nuclear propulsion system, I doubt aliens are using nuclear propulsion. Just not going to happen.
So that's us.
It's anti-gravity is what they use. So this has to be an alien reproduction vehicle. And the idea that it was escorted by black helicopters when it was obviously having some issues staying in the air, whatever that issue was, they had to dump all this and radiated energy that was so hot it melted their car in little areas. And these people happened to be there and were exposed to it. What happened to the Landrums?
Okay.
Very sad.
So, okay.
So yeah, I have a video here, 3 minutes and 46 seconds. This talks about the experience a little bit. And then we'll talk about the aftermath of
just look at
coming
that,
in contact with this. Yeah.
Could you imagine, dude?
Yeah.
Could you imagine driving and seeing that? So the helicopters, that's part of the recreation. Like they saw helicopters and shit too, or what?
Yeah. The helicopters escorted it away once it was able to fly.
So what does that tell you? I mean,
that it's testing.
Yeah,
they're running a test on some
100%,
project
right?
craft. Yeah. Jesus. Nuclear propulsion would make sense if we didn't have anti-gravity down, or if one contractor has anti-gravity, that doesn't mean the other does. And these guys are always competing with each other to try and one up and create new breakthroughs so that they get the big deals with the military. So whoever's this was, they didn't quite have the propulsion system down yet, and it was leaking irradiated energy all over the place with such heat that it melted parts of the car. So probably not the best for, combat.
Yeah,
anything really.
Creepy. I hate it.
Even flying, it'll probably kill you.
So what do you say? We have a video?
The video is 3 minutes 46 seconds.
Oh, next vid. Got
yeah.
You. 3 minutes and 46.
Yeah, this talks a little bit about the incident, and then we'll get into the aftermath of these poor people's experience.
I already know. I don't like it. I already know.
All three would begin to experience similar symptoms.
So if their car was... Oh, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, because they got close to it. Listen to what happened to them.
This is a nightmare. No.
Yeah, it's a nightmare for them.
Oh, God.
These poor people.
All I wanted was water.
Unsolved Mysteries.
My head was killing me. I could not get rid of the headache. I had an upset stomach. I was just sick. I mean, completely.
They got radiation
Betty,
sickness.
Who had ventured closest to the UFO, began to deteriorate much more rapidly than the others. An agonizing redness spread across her skin, as if she had been severely sunburnt.
Your insurance
with
doesn't
large
cover
blisters
this.
breaking out on her face.
Government's not going to acknowledge they made a mistake. It's an unacknowledged program.
They can't even acknowledge it exists.
Exactly.
Worse over the course of the next few days. And eventually, Betty was admitted to hospital.
Shoot.
Her face and eyelids were covered in blisters, with so much swelling
that
it
altered
her appearance. So much so that her friend didn't recognize her when she came to visit.
She's a mess.
Her face was
so
destroyed.
weak that she couldn't walk, and continued to lose.
Dude,
large
it's like
patches of
being
hair
up
over
close
the
next
next
to a
2 weeks.
nuclear reactor.
Yeah, no, straight up.
Yeah.
Betty's condition continued to decay, forcing her to eventually reveal the true cause of her injuries, along with the others.
They didn't want to talk about it.
Fearing
were
they
so
would not be
creeped out.
believed,
They finally had to
they
say,
each told hospital.
She just like, not feeling
not
great
feeling
today.
good. Yeah. Well,
and then she's like, oh, by the way.
Yeah. Once things got serious, she's like, well,
UFO!
I might know what caused this. Yeah. They were trying to avoid the topic entirely because they thought they would make them sound insane. But
and guess what? The government's been using that for so long.
Oh yeah, they love it.
They love it.
that
That's
you
their
won't
favorite
come
thing.
forward.
Yeah. Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, you saw a UFO? Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, just to make us.
There's not a there. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
There's no such thing as UFOs.
Son of a bee.
So that was a diamond-shaped craft. So again, this
a
triangular shape, and we've seen pyramidal-shaped craft. We've seen the triangular. We've seen the diamond shape.
This one's
I think a lot of these are man-made, if we can make them. Nuclear propulsion, that is not alien. I just don't believe that it's too rudimentary. They're more in harmony with, and you're not taking that to different galaxies. I'm sorry. It's it's a mess. The thing couldn't even get off the ground. They almost killed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
No, it's a mess. It's obviously a test craft of some kind. Where else was famously a triangular shaped craft seen by not just a family of 3, but maybe thousands of people?
A Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Phoenix Lights.
Of course.
Triangular shaped craft that well, what did it? It hovered for over an hour.
It was a hot minute,
over
like 45
one of the
minutes
biggest
or something
cities.
crazy.
Yeah, in the area, in the desert is Phoenix.
Whoa, and what was the excuse they gave? What did they say?
Flares. But then they saw that the time of the flares didn't match up with the sightings. And then there's actually a path where you can see the path that the craft took, because the sightings were called in over the highways in Nevada first, then northern Arizona going south down to Phoenix. There's a whole trajectory this thing took, and it was nice and slow and really visible. And when people were under it, they said that it looked like you could see the stars bending, because it had some sort of camouflage which is
so
crazy.
Real quick, so guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to become a channel member and support the show, that'd be great. We'd appreciate it. We love your views. We love your likes. And really, we're not asking for much more than that. But if you do want to become a member and support the show, that would rock. We would appreciate the heck out of that. But yeah, just hit that like button, man. That means everything. It means the world. And also, guys, GL, I love your badge. It looks amazing. Everybody, Alexi, thank you so much for submitting that video. You guys rock. Yeah. I just wanted to say I appreciate the heck out of you guys. And can we read some of this chat? Because there's a lot going on in here.
Yeah, they mentioned radiation poisoning being the cause. If it's nuclear, there's going to be radiation poisoning, and that's exactly what happened to these poor people. And then this is around the time that the Russian nukes were disappearing, so possibly linked to Russian technology being tested, but the black helicopters would allude to something more probably built here. And it was seen over Texas. We know that there is a lot of military bases around that area where they would test aircraft, and they like the desert. They like where they can't be seen. And they fly at these hours. This was late into the night, early morning hours. That's when they test this stuff, according to Lazar and other people that have worked on these programs, allegedly. Pyramid shaping, the most aerodynamic is interesting. Aerodynamic, let's talk about that word. To be aerodynamic, you have to create lift, right? As far as an airplane goes. But if you don't need lift from wind and air, if you're able to create your own gravity or lift from another means of propulsion,
like say you would be cool. Element 115, or
something
around
else.
In a collider.
It can't be wind going over
creating
flaps.
Its own freaking gravity.
No, it can't be lift. So you can't create lift with a diamond. No, it's not going to happen. That's just going to sit there. It's not going to go anywhere.
That can't fly.
Yeah, so it has to be something that can do vertical takeoff, and then it has to be something that can move it directionally without any wind being a factor. That's something
that's a tech
that we don't allegedly have.
Airplanes and helicopters don't have that.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. If we saw a big fan on it or something, or if we saw wings on it, that's different. But we don't. A diamond cannot fly.
A triangle, a diamond, a sphere, like orbs. Even saucers. What?
Yeah.
How do they fly?
Yeah. No, you can't create lift there. We've seen them try.
Yeah, and I love the
hovercraft.
Yeah.
It got 3 feet off the ground.
And I love the propulsion, like we were talking about before, how it's not even it's cooler than the air behind it.
It's not creating heat.
How?
It's not this. Yeah, this created so much heat
it
burned their eyelids off. Like this is nuclear. So this is not the propulsion that the aliens are using, or that it's not 0 point. It's not anti-gravitic. Yeah, they're trying to create lift with an extreme amount of power by either hydrogen. With this type of reaction, it must have been a really heavy element to give these people that kind of radiation sickness. And I don't even know how they got it off the ground. Weird. Is it shooting fire out of the bottom of it? Was that the release of the heat that what we were seeing? And directionally, how would you move a diamond-shaped craft, even if you had a nuclear power source pushing downward? You can only go up. You can't really or down and turn it off. I don't know. It doesn't work.
GL
well.
said the Tic-Tac can't fly either. Yeah.
There's no wings. There's no control surfaces. That's
Alexi, you're the man. Appreciate you. And he said, it's near my house. What is he talking about?
The video.
Look at the link I sent you. It confirms something.
The video.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. The video he sent us.
Flux capacitor technology.
So you're not far off, man. We're about to get to something very close to what you just said.
No way.
So
1.21
let's get to the next witness testimony incident. This is the Falcon Lake incident. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, I have.
You have? Steve Michalak?
I don't know the name, but I've heard of Falcon Lake incident. Or maybe I just saw it on our notes. So Alexi sent you the link.
Okay.
But so what do we got?
1.21 gigawatts.
I know, 7, dude.
I think you need even more than that to make these things fly. And that's the big problem, right? How do we solve for this energy problem if we're putting batteries on something?
What's more than a gigawatt?
Terawatts.
A terawatt, yeah. Terabyte.
Terawatt. It's terawatts.
That's terrifying. Got him. So what do we got? A vid?
First of all, let me set the stage. Steve Michalak was a surveyor, and he was surveying in this remote area, sent out by his company to survey an area, probably to put in a road or a bridge or whatever it is, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And he sees a saucer-shaped craft, and it's kind of flopping around a little bit, but he sees it land, and he's like, our government has created flying saucer craft, right? He even hears people get out of the craft and start talking. These are people talking. He hears them and he's like, this is exciting. Wow, we've created some cool saucer technology. Maybe all the flying saucers people are seeing, they're ours. And he wants to go say hi. So he hears the guys talking after they get out. They think they're alone, obviously, whoever was in this craft. Yeah. And they're talking about the craft and they're doing something outside. And he calls out to them and he's like, hey, guys, don't worry. I won't tell anybody what I saw. They stop talking. Yeah. They go silent. They get in the craft and they fly away. When they fly off, it flies off at such speed with such a force that it actually knocks him back.
His skin flies off.
That would be hilarious. Steve gave us a sketch of what he saw. So this is what
Jessica Brittany, what up?
This is what human beings landed in, and I saw 2 Air Force guys get out and talk. This is what it was, and he drew it.
No way.
Check this out. Check this picture out. And what does this remind you of?
This grid, man. God, I say that so much. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So at first he said it looked like cigar shaped when it was in the air, but as it landed, it took on more of a saucer shape. And we've been hearing the drone sightings. These drones have the ability to change their shape before they take off at speed. So being able to kind of change the shape of the craft, that might be a marker of a human craft, something that we've designed. When it needs to go Mach, it pulls out the fixed wing and goes Mach, something like that. But this is what he saw land in the middle of nowhere while he was doing a survey. And he calls out, hey guys, don't worry, I won't tell anybody. Literally says that.
Shut up!
Yeah, the guys were like, oh, let's go. And when they take off, they knock him back with whatever the power source was as they fly out of there at a speed he can't even imagine.
It was Marty McFly,
yeah.
Moose said, in the radiation suit.
But what happens?
yeah, with the Darth Vader.
What happens to Steve after this encounter? Now, he was close enough to where when they took off, it knocked him down.
Yeah. What
happened to him?
Oh God, does he have radiation poisoning and shit?
Same symptoms as Cash Landrum. I even have pictures of his injuries. Immediately after these guys took off, it knocked him back. Within days, he is sick. He doesn't know why, and he has these weird scars. I have pictures of the scars.
Wait, there's another guy. Same story. It happened in
there's so many of these. I just
50s.
Grabbed a couple.
Yeah, it happened in like the 50s, and he was dying of radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
And he saw a UFO.
A lot of military guys. That's
dude.
The UAP task force interviews military vets that came in contact with these things.
BT
Dubs. That's where they get a
Dubs.
lot of information.
BT Dubs.
Yeah.
The video that got no play, the jellyfish video. So I ended with the Tucker Carlson video, right?
Okay.
And he's talking about how he met with all these veterans families because their family members died.
Yeah. And they
after getting in contact with UFOs.
They're not able to make a claim to the Veteran Affairs Office because it's a program that doesn't exist. Yeah.
What? Oh.
They have to say, sorry, we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And some of these guys would get benefits because they would go through the right channels to get the clearance.
Oh, Officer Doyle, who worked on this at this black site on UFOs. Oh no, he didn't.
If there was any evidence at all, some of them could get paid. Most don't. They just die with nothing. Yeah.
But also, he talks about a bunch of these guys, the ones who survived, traumatic brain injuries.
Yeah.
Like,
they can't work anymore.
There was this, no, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
There's this surgeon, he's a neurosurgeon, and he was looking at military personnel that got in contact with UFOs. That's it. Didn't do anything crazy.
Yeah.
Weren't playing with nuclear.
Of course not.
Just got in contact with UFOs.
Stationed at a base and there was a flyover or something like that. Yeah.
They have mental damage.
Oh, dude. I've heard horrific stories.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Stories of guys that lost an hour of time and they woke up 50 miles from where they remember parking their Jeep.
Yeah. Well, one of our chat member had a story like that.
Yeah.
Or was that in the comments of one of our videos?
It could be a comment.
But do you remember what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
I'm
missing time.
I think it was chat. Yeah. Where they're like, literally, they're like, I don't know if... No, it was in a comment on the video. They're like, I don't know if it was a like UFO encounter or whatever. All I know is I was driving, I saw something weird.
Yep.
And then
comment.
it was, right? And then like I lost 2 hours of time.
Yeah.
Like,
GL says possible time travelers. I'm not sure. This one gave off radiation poisoning again. And so there's something that might point to extraterrestrials having a dangerous means of propulsion. The only case that makes sense to me, because this guy heard human beings talking when they got out, and then again got radiation sickness.
Bro, what
is the Walton, Travis Walton story?
Oh yeah, that's a crazy story.
He wasn't supposed to be there. He got out of the truck, ran up to it, and as it took off, it knocked him down and injured him. And what did the aliens do?
Yeah,
they were like, ugh. We
Pick him up.
We better fix him and send him back. They fix him up medically. They cure him from whatever they did to him, and then drop him off like 10 miles.
But they did it in the most horrific way, according to Travis.
But he said there were humans on board with aliens, that he saw human beings.
What about his boys just ditching him? Like, oh, that's crazy. Peace.
Well, after a while, what do?
Yeah, I guess it's a good
you go into town and report it, and then they were all interviewed for his murder until he showed up again. Yeah, that's a crazy story. But that's the only case that I see where aliens might have injured somebody using this type of propulsion, and then they tried to fix the problem. They were like, oops, what do we do? Let's fix the broken deer's leg and send him back. Pretty much. But this is what Steve,
this is actually the exact photo. This is the guy I was talking about.
So this is Steve. This is what happened to him. Look at the burn marks on his body.
Let's show the audience this shit. Yeah, dude. This great, man.
He's just a surveyor. Just doing his job, saw something interesting, tried to say hi.
Look at that.
What causes that pattern on your body?
Yeah, something that you're not supposed to be in contact with.
No. Yeah.
And the pattern just is the most bonkers part.
Yeah. Poor guy.
It's like, oh look, a UFO. Ding 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 ding.
All the same Landrum radiation sickness, everything. Same except
story
the burns
as that family.
Yeah. The burns on his body. The Landrums didn't have those markings, but they had calluses and bubbles all over their face.
So what are we saying here? Are we saying the ARVs are the ones that give off this radiation and that cause the bubbles and the blisters and stuff? Or are we saying that alien tech is the stuff doing it?
I'm saying that it's more likely that in our efforts to recreate or to create an anti-gravity type vehicle or something that can move in this way, that we explore different means of propulsion. One of them was nuclear. And there were leaks and issues with that means of propulsion. And some contractor was building this stuff and they were hurting people. And I think we moved away from that idea because it's too dangerous. What happens if something goes wrong? What happens if you're flying over an area and your reactor's leaking? It's just too dangerous. But it was obviously tested at some point up until the 90s.
So
I think it's man-made.
You're saying it's ARVs.
Yeah. But did a certain contractor figure out anti-gravity? That's the real question. Have we been able to recreate alien technology? Not our own nuclear technology, not a new means of propulsion from what we know. Did we recreate alien technology? Have we done that? Is there a breakthrough there? And if we did, it wouldn't be all the contractors. There'd be probably like one or two that might have figured it out, right? Because we pick and choose. With these USAPs, we don't put them out to bid.
What's USAP again?
An unacknowledged special access program. These deep black programs that Congress isn't even read in on. Admirals that should have oversight aren't read in on. Yeah. These things are just tucked away and they're illegal programs for the most part because they have no oversight. They even siphon budgets from other programs to fund this kind of stuff so that they're off the books entirely. Yeah. Now, that's illegal. Nobody's supposed to be doing that in the military, but somebody must be doing it.
By the way, guys, I just wanted to tease you a little bit with this. Manifestos. 2 people have come out with manifestos recently. And I next week I want to dive into those a little bit.
Yeah. One of them touches this subject for sure.
That's why I want to bring it up.
Yeah. But, so let's get into anti-gravity. This was nuclear. I think we decided this was too dangerous and we've abandoned this.
It's for sure nuclear because it's
radiation
poisoning. They're dying of radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
It's clear as day.
And that's obviously man-made to me. That's a good hint.
Well, brother,
this is
come on. It'd be insane if aliens were like
nuclear propulsion.
Damn, man, are we leaking radiation? Bro?
Yeah, like they're in the back banging like the Russian and Armageddon.
And Armageddon.
Everything made in Taiwan.
Yeah.
That's not what's going on here. The aliens, the real craft, the real UFO, like the stuff we found in Roswell, was using something else, and it was obviously anti-gravitics, using the vacuum. The quantum vacuum, 0-point energy.
Yeah.
Have we been able to do that? Do we have evidence that we've been able to do it? And how long have we had this this technology for? So, ARV, the term was coined by Mark McCandlish and Brad Sorensen. Have you heard these names?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so Mark McCandlish, he's a aerospace illustrator.
But have you heard the name Cindy L?
No.
First time joining.
Oh, welcome, Cindy.
Welcome, Cindy. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
And then Alexi sent me that link. So keep talking, brother. Keep going.
So Mark McCandlish is an aerospace designer, drafter. He actually sketches whatever the military is looking to try and build, right? So he would be contracted by Lockheed. They would tell him, this is the craft, this is what we want it to look like, this is how it's going to work. Can you sketch up schematics for this? So that was his job. Part of his job would be going to air shows to see cutting edge and to see some of his designs brought to life. He worked on really cool secret programs. So classified clearance with these contractors. He had a friend named Brad Sorensen who was also in the aerospace business, and they were set to go to an air show together. Brad goes, Mark can't make it. Brad goes escorted by somebody who was very high up, and he wouldn't give the name of who this person was, but they had ties to these aerospace contractors.
Okay.
And there was a side show to the main show that was only for the top military brass that were invited and specific members of these major aerospace contractors. Okay. He's brought in because of who he's with, but he's not supposed to be there. And when he's there, he sees something he wasn't supposed to see. This was a private showing meant for just a few key people.
It's all bad. Okay.
So Brad calls up, or McCandlish calls Brad after the show and says, "How was the show?" Yeah. And he says, "Brad seems like disturbed,
not okay,
right?"
Okay. Yeah.
And he's like, "What'd you see?" He goes, "Oh, I got to see like the new SR-72, the replacement of the Blackbird, the Aurora. That was really cool. Wow, that's cool. I haven't gotten to see that yet." He's like, "I think I saw something I wasn't supposed to see."
Yeah, obviously.
He's like, "Well, what do you mean?"
He should be like elated. He should be having
100%.
Dude,
yeah.
I saw literally the predecessor to the SR-71.
Yeah, like saw something really cool.
The craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's
like, so, and he starts just describing a few things he saw, stuff that we believe to be real, but the government's never acknowledged.
Mark, what did you see? I went to P. Diddy's party, bro.
Yeah. And that's what it was all the military top brass.
Yeah.
What a party.
Yeah, it was a hell of a shindig.
So Mark's digging a little deeper with Brad, and he's like, "Well, what else did you see?" And he goes, "I saw flying saucers." And he's like, "What?" Like he thinks he's joking at first. He goes, "No, I wish I didn't." He's like, "The guy I was with told me once he realized what they were showing to just pretend I was supposed to be there and not say a word."
Shut your mouth.
And he's like, "I actually don't even want to talk about this on the phone." So they go meet for lunch, and he tells them they rolled out what they call ARVs. Alien Reproduction Vehicles.
And that was their term? They said that?
That's their term. He goes, the name of the craft is called the Fluxliner. So there's the flux capacity callback.
To what our boy.
So they had like a branding name for it with a cool brand look, like a logo, the Fluxliner. And he said,
"This is the government, or this is a third party contractor?"
This is like the military. This is a military. So this is an air show, and it was being led by somebody from the Air Force, showing contractors and other members of the military what their cutting edge stuff is. Right.
Real quick, let's show Alexi's video, and then we'll get back to the story. Okay. I want to show this video. Okay. Ooh, dude, I'm stoked. Okay, let's check this out.
Wait, which one am I looking at?
Let's see what we got. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, which one am I looking
Yo.
Yeah, it's the one that changes shape.
Never seen that ever in my life.
And GL, to your question, I think you're right. I think just the angle that it's at makes it look different shapes. But the drones were actually changing shape before they would go supersonic.
That's a trip.
Yeah, that thing is... Like it's not moving in one direction. It seems to be able to kind of move and meander. And it's staying in one place. And the lights on it are not...
Well, it has like multiple
airplane.
lights. Yeah. Dude, what the fudge? That's a trip, my boy. Good send.
It's not getting closer or farther away. It's
good
just
stuff. Yeah, all
kinda.
good sends, my friends.
Yeah. That's
good
cool.
sends. All right, cool. So sorry.
So Brad Sorensen and Mark McCandlish meet, and he asks him, he dives in. He's like, tell me about these Fluxliners. And he goes, I'll explain exactly how they work and what they look like.
Fluxliner's the funnest thing.
And so these are the alien reproduction vehicles. They were able to recreate what they captured in the 40s. It uses what's called 0-point energy. Yeah. And
he's saying this?
They said it at the actual show.
No, he's relaying what they said.
So they
literally said 0-point energy.
That's what that military called it. Oh. He said it uses what's called 0-point energy, and this is how it works. Yeah. It's got an array of capacitors at the bottom, and then there's this little antenna on top that pulls electricity out of the quantum vacuum, which is 0-point energy. Yep. It gives us
Tesla,
as much energy.
Baby.
Yeah.
It
is the Tesla coil, 100%. Yep. It gives us as much energy as we need for whatever we're doing, and it has the ability to go light speed or faster. That's a huge revelation.
Hence the term flux, because if you can, theoretically, if you can go light speed, near light speed, or faster, you could time travel.
Yeah, and you could travel to other galaxies. They said these Fluxliners had been taken to other planets. They had tested them out of the Earth's atmosphere, and they create their own electromagnetic field.
They showed, hey, look at this. Isn't this dope, guys? Look at the what's the SR-71 predecessor?
The Aurora.
Look at the guys. Look how dope the Aurora is. Isn't this pretty? Isn't this cool?
Yeah.
Now,
it was
buckle up, kids.
They dropped a curtain even to show these things.
Oh, that's great.
And they were hovering off the ground silently.
And they had one of these.
No landing gear. They were hovering. They had them just sitting there hovering silently off the ground.
They're
about a few
just like
feet.
flexing.
Yeah. They even took panels off the side so you could see how it worked, and that's how he knew how these worked.
And they had a woman dressed up in a cute little corset, and she had a hula hoop, and she was going around so you could see there's no wires. Like a magician.
Exactly.
But no, crazy. So they're like, oh, by the way,
somebody figured this out. We know the former
this just goes to other
Lockheed.
galaxies. It just can go the speed of light or faster.
Yeah.
No biggie. Anyway, you guys ready for some more caviar? Like what?
Dramatically simple. The way these things work too. It's not like they had to come up, not like the B-2 where it's all this technology employed to keep it in the air.
What do you mean dramatically simple?
It's so simple. It's just this array of capacitors. It has this antenna that pulls from the quantum vacuum to power it. And then there's this little mouse ball, basically, what they hold their hand on, and that's how they directionally move it. And when you're in it, you're in this electromagnetic bubble. So you're not subject to any inertia. Yeah, you're in your own gravity, your own magnetic field. And because of that, I'm sure it's hard to weaponize.
There's no G-force, there's no anything.
It's just for travel, right? You can't really put guns on the outside of this thing because you're creating this anti-gravity vacuum around you, right? So you can't like shoot both the turn around and
if they'd even
come
fire,
right through the hull.
Who
if
knows
they'd even fire,
how it even work,
which is probably why we don't use them in warfare. I would imagine these are only spacefaring and for smuggling, probably, based on some whistleblower testimony, because you'd be able to get in and out of anywhere invisibly and quickly. But these things,
and even if they see it,
and
it'll
silent.
be like what? And what?
No radar cross section,
sweetie. Oh, what'd you see? I saw this fucking.
It was a flying saucer.
Oh, did you, kiddo?
So these things, because they create this magnetic field, they can't have windows. Everything has to be built out of this material, this ceramic material. Yeah. And the guy said these things look beat up, like they were built in the 60s. They were old. Like you could tell they even used like a submarine blast door as the doorway for these things. That's how old these things were. So he saw this thing in the 90s. They were built in like the 60s. So we've had these since the 60s. Based on what they looked like, and
had what?
Anti-gravitics. These flying saucer ARVs.
Not specifically. Oh,
these ARVs were built. They've been around for decades by the time he was looking at them. There were fingerprints all over them, and they were dented up. And I said, a blast door from a 60s submarine.
That's insane.
Yeah, because it had to be airtight. Inside, because
they're creating their own gravity.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they would put little bubbles, cameras around the outside so you could see, because you can't see out of it when you're creating these fields. So
who was telling the story of that's why they believed it was an ARV? Like Lou Elizondo or somebody, David Grush, somebody was telling the story of somebody saying they saw an AR, what they believed to be an ARV. It was a UFO because there was no windows, there was cameras.
Like, if you see cameras, it's man-made.
There was like domes with cameras.
There's several of these UFO pictures from the 60s when they were obviously test flying these things where you could see the bubbles around the top.
Dude, how is this shit go back to the 60s?
Yeah, so they would have these big cameras, and as technology got better, the bubbles got smaller and smaller cameras. So they would have these cameras that give you a 360 view, and you'd use a ball to move in any direction you wanted, including straight up.
So, yeah, trippy. So let me ask you this. Yeah. Why not just tell the public, hey guys, we got cool shit?
This would be something you would never tell. I would never tell an Adversarial Nation we could do this. Why would you tell them that?
Because,
no.
Right?
Maybe you would tell them in a different way. There's the MH370 story.
I wouldn't go.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would.
They've been hiding this, dude. Based on congressional testimony, they're willing to kill to keep this stuff secret. They consider this more powerful than a nuclear weapon. Because you can go anywhere you want and be gone before anyone even knew you were there.
Say, guess what? Oh, hey, China, hey, Russia.
But then what does that do? So what does it do when you create the nuclear bomb? It tells everybody that it's possible, and they chase that dream. You show somebody that you can make this, they're going to make one because they know it's possible. Once they know it's possible, they're going to figure it out. So you make it impossible. That's how I would play it. You make it impossible so that they don't chase something and throw all this money at something that can't be done.
It's like the Batman complex.
You know it can be done.
Or, as you put it, the nuclear, it's a perfect example. Yeah. But I'm going to go comic book because this is
once you know you can split the atom and turn it into a bomb chain reactions,
everyone's going to try. It's the Batman thing. Or even Avengers. You raise the stakes first by putting on the mask.
Yep.
And because you did that, we had to match your crazy.
Exactly.
It's what Joker says to Batman.
You've changed things. Yeah,
You've changed things. Yeah. Forever. There's no going back.
Yeah, I love that. You don't talk like you're one of them. You're not.
Yeah. As much as you'd like to be.
Yeah. It's good, man.
These civilized people.
It's true.
When the chips are down.
How do you explain people that wear makeup and go out and try and be villains? You can't explain that without the Batman. The Batman has to create that.
Yeah.
Then fill that vacuum.
He is exactly right. He's the starting point, right?
Yeah.
And he needs his antithesis, his opposite.
That's why even Joker was like, I don't want to kill you.
Yeah,
I can't. Well,
what would I do without you? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I need you. Like, you're one of us. Like, just you're on the other side of the
applying that
field.
To the ARVs. Hey,
military
guys, look what we could
warfare.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we keep this stuff secret for a reason.
You can do.
I'm behind that.
So, okay.
I would never want this shown to anybody.
Yeah, so where did they say this? They're keeping this? Let's get somebody in there. Let's get,
Oh, yeah, and you don't think they're already trying that stuff?
Of course. Well, you'd be fucking insane not to.
And why do you think the secrecy is so high?
We need to steal.
Higher than the nuclear weapon. You can have nuclear weapon access and not have access to these programs.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
What about the guy who ran these programs who had no idea about them?
He had oversight over everything, and he tried to get right in on this, and they said no.
Yeah.
They just told him no. He goes, and they even said,
who is this?
This is the admiral in charge of all SAPs. And when they told him no, he goes, I'll go to my boss and I'll make you open the doors. And they said, if you do that, you're going to lose your job. You're never going to get promoted. And you'll probably lose your pension. Yeah. No, they just told him straight up, politically, we're just going to ruin you. Your career's over. If you take this further, you're going to end your own career.
That's power.
So
that's power.
That's the power they have. Take your pension away, take your career away, make you a persona non grata.
Yeah.
What did they do to any whistleblower who came forward?
Yeah.
PTSD. This guy never worked at Los Alamos. This guy didn't even graduate college.
Bob Lazar. Yeah, that's what they did. Bob Lazar. It's like the
can't come forward.
It's like the Clint Eastwood Let me try that again. It's like the Clint Eastwood. Let's try that a third time. It's like the Clint Eastwood quote where he said, "It's a hell of a thing to kill a man. You take away everything he is, everything you ever will be."
Yeah.
You don't even have to kill him. All you do is say, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah, they have the power to
can literally
do that.
erase you.
Yeah, and imagine you're an admiral in charge of all SAPs. You're going somewhere. You might be.
You could be president one day,
Exactly.
bucko.
You have a chance
play ball.
And
who
it's
knows
easy.
what you
You're
can
on
do,
easy
Bubba.
street. Now that you know about this stuff, oh man,
Yeah.
you can go straight to the top as long as you just never talk about it again.
Just that.
Yeah.
And you'll be great.
Retire in a few years, full pension, you're good. You keep pushing. Not only will you never get access, it's not happening. We'll take everything away from you.
Yeah. And we'll punch you in the mouth.
And he stopped.
Just to fucking lay it in.
Even George Bush, when he was head of the CIA.
Who?
George Bush Sr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Head of the CIA, knew a little bit. There's testimony that from one of the guys in the program that says it wasn't until he was president where somebody came in and started talking to him about this because they figured as head of the CIA, he was read in on these. He wasn't. And so as presidents aren't read in.
Nixon was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Because he went golfing and he's like, dude, crazy as shit. And then they're like, okay, well, no more these temporary fucking part-timers.
And read in is that at the basic level, they have no control over
No. They don't get to see it. They don't get to deal with it. They don't get to come in contact with it.
Yeah.
They don't get the nice radiation poisoning of it.
There has to be an event that requires the executive to make a decision regarding some of these programs in order for them to even be read in. And so assuming since he was CIA director, he was read in, the guy starts spilling this about a crash retrieval. And he goes, whoa, wait a second. That's real? And the guy's like, I thought you were read in on this. I can't tell you anymore.
I gotta stop.
And he's like, there's a there? And the guy's like,
no.
Like, oh yeah, we've got a few programs.
Yeah.
So even Bush Sr., who you would expect would know everything, he didn't even know. So it's a very small circle.
And it has to be compartmentalized too. There's.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee there's no one dude who knows everything.
Yeah. No, there's very few. Yeah.
It's compartmentalized. Yeah. It's this guy knows all about this.
And we're going to get to where that compartmentalization leads because I have some evidence to that coming up. And you can make your own decision based on that evidence. And we're getting to it. So there is a documentary called 0 Point. If you have a chance to watch this, it is one of the best documentaries ever made, but it talks about the McCandlish. It was so good. The guy who made the documentary, guess how healthy he is?
He's dead.
He died of a fast-acting cancer as soon as the video came out. He's healthy, does an interview, talks about the release of the documentary, says his next documentary is about the anti-gravitics program at Lockheed.
Yeah.
Cancer, dead within months.
Cool, yeah, because that's how it goes.
Sucks, right?
Yep.
So this documentary, this gentleman is no longer with us, but 1619 is the timestamp. This is Mark McCandlish himself talking about this ARV. And then we'll look at a picture of it.
What's the TS again? I'm sorry.
1619.
Ooh.
Yeah.
1619. Oh, these poor sons of guns. Yeah. These poor sad saps.
Dude, a lot of the people that, when it comes to 0 Point, this has been one of the biggest secrets we've ever had.
Really?
Physics that's classified because
even
of
this doesn't sound, all that extraordinary. I mean, is there something else? He says, well, yeah. He says, after they had the main little dog and pony show, they pulled back the curtain and there were these 3 flying saucers living there, and I was just...
Literally the curtain, like you said.
I couldn't believe my ears. I said, no, wait, did you say flying saucers? He said, yes. And I said, well, what do they look like? He says, well, they look like something from the 1950s, like a jello bowl, flat on the bottom, sloping sides, a little terrace around the middle, then a dome on the top with all these little bubbles around the top.
Skip to 1745.
Like a submarine, with the little pins that go out into the frame of the door.
Yeah. So it's not alien if it's got rivets and it's got panels and surfaces. Yeah. This thing was made, like I said, of a ceramic because of the type of propulsion it was using. So it wasn't made out of steel. It's creating an electromagnetic effect. You need some sort of material that's not going to have an effect on magnetism, right?
It's not
magnetic.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you're just going to be flopping all over the place. Yeah. So they have to use ceramic to build these things. It's wild, right?
Where there wasn't, no landing gear, nothing holding them up, cables. It's just they were hovering. There was a 3-star general that was part of the presentation when they pulled back the curtains and these 3 flying saucers revealed to the audience that brought them to this hangar. This general got up and he was describing these vehicles. He described them as Alien Reproduction Vehicles. ARV.
That's where
short.
we get the term.
They also had a nickname for the aircraft. They called them Fluxliners. Now,
that's
flux
the
is
logo.
electrical
That's how it actually looked.
a high electrical charge. So high electrical charge line, Fluxliner.
That's so insane.
And so this was, so he got kind of scared. He stopped talking.
They had to
stop there.
Well,
they had a graphic artist come up with a logo.
So guess how healthy Mark McCandlish is?
I'm sure he's doing fine, great shape.
He's gone too.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Dude, what?
Similar type of incident. So
a fast acting, just
disease got him.
Healthy as an ox. Oh man, I feel really good at it.
So these things, as old as the 1950s, I have a picture of what they. So as I said, this guy was a drafter. He does an aerospace designer. He used what Brad had told him to draw what this thing is and how it actually worked based on everything he was told. The video that was playing, there was a VCR with a video playing that showed how it works and showing them test flying it. And that's up there. Go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the Fluxliner. This is how it actually works. Because it's a vacuum, it had to have air tanks. I guess I'll wait till people can see it.
There we go.
So yeah, so at the bottom there, you'll see those round tanks. That's air to keep everybody breathing. The bottom, you'll see that there's these little lines at the very bottom of the craft. That's an array of capacitors. So it would pull energy out of the 0 point vacuum and it would power these capacitor arrays at the bottom. And that's what would lift it up off the ground. And then as you rolled this ball, it would turn the craft up and down and move the capacitor array, move power around the capacitor array to move you directionally. Isn't that wild?
That's
and
insane.
It's constantly just pushing you up so you can just go at speed. And like they said, it could surpass light speed. At the top of the dome, you'll see the little tiny domes at the very top where the cameras were. And then they would have screens to see a 360 view of the outside. And then there were actual jump seats at the top. So if this thing was going down, they could jump, and there were the whole top was made to disconnect from the bottom of the jello, where that jello mold looking thing is.
The
top sphere would pop off and the jump seats would fly out with parachutes. So they had jump seats for these.
Wait, is that the door that you're talking about, the
submarine door that 1950s, man.
What is going on?
We possibly had this technology since the 50s. Test flying it for decades and getting this dialed in, and then they just kind of play with it. It's just like a fun toy, something they show to impress the other guys at an air show.
Dude,
what?
Insane.
What? Okay.
GL said, "Do you guys remember the movie Flight of the Navigator?" No, I've never seen that.
I haven't seen that one either, unfortunately.
But what up? Talk to me. What's up?
So, back to the triangular aircraft.
Okay.
We had talked about the TR-3B. This thing is gravity propulsion. It has the ability to bend space-time. I have some videos of it I want to show. Let's give you a picture of it. These are man-made. These are, I can't remember the contractor that's credited for making this, but this is something in our arsenal. And this thing is weaponized. It's even been seen over the battlefield in Ukraine by some of our tier 1 operators.
Way.
Yeah. They said that they saw these things hovering silently over the battlefields in Ukraine.
TR-3B.
Yeah. So,
in the movie, the ship would change shape to go faster. It's
that's
Disney
cool.
Movie. That is super dope.
Yeah. So this thing's been seen in different sizes. I've seen this craft personally.
Bro,
I saw this in broad daylight.
It doesn't
4
look
in the
like
afternoon.
No way.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look like the one? Again, in the jellyfish video, go watch that video, guys. Please, it's so good. It's on TikTok, and it's doing well on TikTok actually. But
yeah,
it's on YouTube as well. But it's the video literally starts with this craft. Remember the Vegas craft, and somebody caught it on the Ring doorbell. Remember the whole Vegas?
Of
UFO
course,
craft?
yeah. The aliens.
It looked just like
in
this.
The backyard.
It looked just like this.
Well,
the initial craft.
So this is confirmed man-made, the TR-3. This is something that we using our anti-gravitic technology. This is how we took that technology further. Was this can actually jump through space-time. So as it's traveling, it just disappears, and it appears other places. So it skips as it folds space-time.
Yeah.
And yeah, seemingly because it's folding space-time, it looks like it's disappearing.
It looks like it,
but the power source is right there in the center, and it creates this ball around it, and then it's gone.
So why lights? I've always wondered that on UFOs. Why do they have lights? They don't need lights. It's not like they're dealing with air traffic control.
Well, it depends. I think you do need lights. And what's the narrative? How do you...
it's a plane.
Maybe, or it is, or the flying saucer thing is a great cover story. But you do need landing lights for the folks when you're landing it at the bases. If you can't be picked up on a radar cross section, if you can't be seen.
No, for ARVs, sure. But I'm saying like actual like UFOs. Why would you need lights? Why do they have lights?
It might be a byproduct of.
I was just gonna say a byproduct of whatever is the.
You're talking about high energy. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. That's why when you take pictures of them, it looks like colored light balls. Is because you're bouncing off of these electromagnetic.
But it doesn't give off any heat,
and the photons you're seeing just like the aftermath of the photons. Like it's a wild technology. It's you're taking pictures of light. Yeah. That's all it is. So yes, the lights are a byproduct, and the different shades, and that even speaks to it being anti-gravity and an electromagnetic field, is the way the light changes colors. The reason we see all those color spectrums is because of the amount of electricity and the cameras and how cameras work and take pictures. That's all it is. Or how your eyes look. Or how your eyes perceive light. So that's where the video. So I have some videos of a TR-3B, 3 shorts. I want to show that.
TR-3B.
But watch that. A lot of credit for that Mark McCandless story. Watch 0 Point. It is such a great documentary.
Yeah.
So here's one. Reminiscent of something in the Southwest. 100%. Yeah. And like I said, I saw one of these in broad daylight. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen. Hovering just like that, making a full turn before it took off. And when it took off, it was the size of a dot within maybe 2-3 seconds. It was so fast. I've never seen anything fly that fast. But it was like the size of a building. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen in the air. I saw it broad daylight, man. Like where we live, I'm sure they test a lot of stuff. Yeah, no music for this one if you don't. But you might want to full screen it. Yeah.
No, I am.
So look at this guy just hovering there. So what's cool is we do have some. Oh, look at that,
dude! There's no way that's real. This is a bullshit video. That was a bullshit video.
Hey, some of these could be.
That was bullshit.
Some of these could be.
That was bullshit.
But a lot of people see these, and like I said, I saw one myself, so I know they exist. Look at this.
What, dude? This is bullshit too. Come on. Nope. I don't believe it. No.
A lot of people won't, whether it's real or not.
I'm not.
How do you get people to believe in this stuff?
Yeah, no. I'm not having it. So I'm not having it.
Yeah, I chose videos. Some of them better than others, but there's definitely something going on.
Yo.
So they're just, look at the way it flies, just like sideways.
Yeah.
It doesn't need like it's omnidirectional.
Oh yeah.
Dude, look at that.
This is our tech. This is the TR-3B.
I think so.
This is our shit.
I think this is man-made.
What?
That's cool, right?
It's a trip.
We've had these since the 80s.
Bro,
look
shit's
at
been
that.
around forever. Just so insane. Huh?
Yeah. That's cool, man. I love these videos. And then I have this next one. This video, again, no timestamps on these.
Yo.
You can kind of skip through them.
It's so insane. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
What do we got?
This is the Phoenix Lights. I wanted to show kind of the
similarities. Yeah, absolutely.
This might have been a different design of a similar craft, but this thing, man, it's just
the predecessor
for so long.
Yeah,
or just maybe another contractor, maybe somebody else.
Phoenix Lights. This is how I remember it. This is how I remember this story.
This thing was the size of a football field. People that were underneath
gargantuan. I don't think people understand. Yeah, like how far back this video is taken from.
Yeah.
This gargantuan. People would look up, and it was a freaking football field, 100 yards.
That's what they were saying. Yeah,
it's insane.
Football field sized craft.
Bro, look at that.
It's wacky, right? And when it would fly over you, they said it was in the shape of a triangle. It looks a little round there.
Who are these nerds?
This is what I wanted to get to. So this last video
and the camera's
is very interesting.
Like our cameras.
Have you ever heard of the name Eric Davis?
I don't think so. No.
So Eric Davis is the Davis when it comes to the Wilson Davis memo, the famous memo that came out with this Admiral Wilson, who was like, hey, I need access to this program. Eric Davis was the scientist in the memo that he ended up talking to that said, I can't give you access to this, right?
Okay.
He was part of the NIDS group. He also worked with the UAP task force. He was also one of the witnesses that Grush talked to.
You want to explain NIDS?
Yeah. So that was the group that was supposed to take a UAP a extraterrestrial craft, a craft of unknown origin off of Lockheed's hands. They were done with it in 89. The project was shut down. And Harry Reid got a program funded to take possession of this craft, and they spun up this NIDS program under Bigelow Aerospace, sole source contract. Eric Davis was on that team. They wouldn't give them the green light to take the craft, to take possession of it. And that was because they didn't go through the proper channels to create what's called a USAP. There's certain bureaucracies you have to go through. They were trying to skip ahead by using political muscle. And this is Eric Davis who tells us this story in this interview. But he gets to something interesting. So Eric Davis has been a part of these UAP programs for a very long time. He's one of these guys that no one ever has talked to. No one gets to talk to. Jesse Michaels got him on his American Alchemist show just a few weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
It's the first time I've ever seen Eric Davis come out. And he even said, if Congress tried to get me to testify, I might talk to a lawyer. That's the only way you're getting me out there. He's like, but I'm not losing my clearance to talk about this stuff to anybody.
Yeah, fair.
Anything classified. What he talks about here is all public information, but he won't talk about anything.
It's the Grush thing. Yeah.
But they specifically ask him about ARVs. If somebody would know about ARVs, he might be one of those people.
Okay.
Again, he was NIDS, OSAP. Okay. He was part of this program that this admiral wasn't given access to. Legacy UFP stuff. But they say, are ARVs real? Eric Davis would be the guy to know. Let's listen to his answer. This is 33 minutes and 13 seconds. So I found this extremely fascinating, what he says here.
3313.
So check out American Alchemy. This is one of my favorite channels if you like this topic. Jesse Michaels.
And just speaking of what you know and what you don't know, one of the things you kind of definitively said during your talk up there was that there are no ARVs. Or alien reproduction vehicles. And so I think that's really a kind of a bombshell because there's so many theories out there like, oh, this incident or that incident. Or
I know there's no such thing.
But, you know.
He said there's no such thing. Listen to him. Listen to what he says.
Because we barely scratched the surface of how they even.
So I have some questions about this. So do you think anything's happened recently, maybe like in the last 10 years that's real new, like advancement, like progress?
I'm not aware of it because I'm out of it now.
Sure.
I've been out of it since the ATIP ended. So, so I'm not read into it at the level I was for the OSAP and ASIP.
Sure.
That was after. This stuff would have been
I don't know. All I do know is I was given a firm, hey, in 1989, the CIA shut it all down because and we know the other companies that we had been found out from our customer didn't make any progress after several decades of investigating. There was no progress made. So I said, so what's the story about Northrop Grumman having an ARV or somebody out at Area 51 having an ARV? And he said, oh, that's all myth. He said, the people that have been putting out there don't know what the hell they're talking about. And they don't know why, unless they're just another Bob Lazar type. They're just going to, they're long on the tooth and they're going to tell a story.
Yeah. Is there any chance that was disinformation or that was passage material?
No, actually it wasn't disinformation. It was even Bob Lazar's information is disinformation. It's because they believe their own bullshit.
I mean that they were telling you
he
that
said
there's
Bob
no
Lazar's
ARVs.
Bob Lazar's information is disinformation?
He said, no, he says it's not. He says these
people
I thought he
just
said
believe.
It was.
I'm like,
no, he says it's not,
know.
but they believe their own bullshit, meaning he says it's not true. He says the ARV stories aren't true. He says that it's,
they don't actually believe their own bullshit.
And
they are very convincing.
Now, this goes back to compartmentalization. Yeah. He is talking to a military contractor. He was given all of the access from this to this contract to be given all the information they have about this topic.
Okay.
They told him CIA shut everything down in 89. Nobody got anywhere. We've been trying every few decades. We spin it back up until technology can catch up. Nobody's made any headway. There are no ARVs. People are making that's myth. This is what he's been told by somebody who shouldn't be lying to him.
Yeah.
Did that person just not know? Is he just not able to be read in? He truly believes that person had no reason to lie to him and was giving him everything they knew about these programs. Is it possible that stuff is in a silo somewhere that these people weren't able to touch.
That he said what he believed is true.
I think so. I think he believes that to be true because of what he was told.
Though that doesn't mean it's complete bullshit.
Doesn't mean
it's complete and utter nonsense. Yeah. He believes it because that's what he's told.
Yep. By somebody who thinks has no reason to lie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why would he lie to me? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So this must be fact.
Yeah. That's what he's saying.
That's what you're saying about compartmentalization.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no. Since '89, man, it's been. Yeah. Anyway, back to our ARVs. Yeah.
OSAP shut down in the 2000s, early 2000s. So this guy's been out of the loop for a little while. So he says maybe if they've created something in the last like 10, 15 years, I wouldn't know about it. We're hearing these things were made in the 50s. Yeah. So maybe his source doesn't know himself, lied about what he did know, or nobody's read in on that stuff except for a very small, specific group of people.
Yeah.
But do you believe Eric Davis here, the guy who would know, you would think would know, is there no such thing as ARVs? Have we really not cracked it? Did they shut the stuff down in '89 and they still haven't been able to fix this? Or did they create something in the 50s and we still have it?
Let me ask a more simple question. Yeah. Ready? So let's say we had ARVs. We actually were able to reproduce some alien extraterrestrial technology. Would we just at some point be like, okay, well, that's that. Let's just give up now. I mean, we got as far as we think we can get. No, you don't stop.
Yeah.
You never stop.
Crash retrievals are confirmed.
Right.
UAP hearings at the highest level, these guys have already come forward. 40 witnesses, Congress, everything. They said we recover this stuff that's non-human intelligence.
Okay.
It's not from this earth.
Yeah.
We put it in these places. We give it to some contractors. We put out these solo bids.
Yeah.
Give them some time with it. But so far, nobody's cracked it. That's what we're being told from the people that can go public. Is that true?
Man.
Did we see enough evidence
what do you
today?
Think?
I think we cracked it. I think we cracked it because there was this time in the 50s, early 60s where all of the biggest minds, all of the biggest contractors, guys from the Manhattan Project had moved on to anti-gravity. And they were doing things like the North Carolina Chapel Hill.
Because what do you do? You have
Townsend Brown.
You have a group of the greatest minds.
Yep.
And okay, so we're finished.
What's the
with
next
this.
project?
What do we do next? Yeah,
Gravity. That's the next project, and they were public about it. There were these. They had the articles in major periodicals saying, "Gravity, G engines are coming.
Yeah,
anti-gravity is coming. We're right on the doorstep of anti-gravity. We're gonna have flying cars in the next few years."
Yeah,
and then everything's
isn't that funny?
Quiet. Nobody talks about anti-gravity again. And if you do, you're a pseudoscientist.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all bullshit.
Also,
string theory. Go string theory.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a dead end.
Yeah. Also, lobbyists, also fossil fuels. But your camera's going to die. So
okay,
we got to wrap it up.
Let's
did you have any other videos or pictures? Or
no,
anything?
but I'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah,
thanks, Chase.
let us know.
Great feedback.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Scientists who stole this from Germany. Oh, yeah, for sure. They started on this stuff in Germany. We have proof of it.
That's the thing that
in the 40s.
AH did that was so crazy was the guys are like, hey, dude, we think there's this crazy thing in a pyramid. Go check it out. Or, hey, man,
go find the ark.
We have this.
Go find the grail.
Check it out. Let me know. Yeah.
Go find this stuff.
Nothing was off limits. Nothing was.
Go find the Spear of Destiny.
Idiot, dude. You're so dumb. How could you even think? No, it was, all right, check it out, bro.
Yeah. They built the pyramid somehow. Find out how they did it and then bring it here.
Let me know, baby.
Yeah. Let's use that. Let's weaponize it.
I mean, horrible monster. Worst person ever. Yeah. Open-minded.
Well, imagine. Yeah. In that style of government, corporations run everything, and then there's a drive there. Then they had forced labor, so they could work on projects with all of these hands on deck till they died.
Literally,
that's. But they also had access to this craft until we did. We didn't knock on this door. They had one. We know that in the 30s, the Vatican turned over what was recovered in Italy and given to Germany in the 30s.
And we have an entire episode on the Vatican Archives. Go check it out. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate the heck out of you.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, in the chat, everywhere. Make sure to like and subscribe. From Jared.
Hey, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for staying engaged the whole time and asking good questions. Love to know what you think about this topic. Do we have this technology? Were we seeing it at the end of 2024 over New Jersey? Is that some of our stuff? Yeah. Have you seen any of this stuff yourself? Let us know. If you're watching this after the live show, comment, please like, please subscribe, share. It's the greatest thing you could do for a content creator is to just subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it, especially if you watch the channel a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, guys, like you said, that would be awesome if you just hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. We'd appreciate that out of it. And if you want to become a member and support the channel, if you enjoy watching this, it's awesome. That'd be so great. It's in the description of all our videos. So you guys rock. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will see you next week. Again, I want to talk about some manifestos. Some things have been going on. Does the name Luigi mean anything to you people? Anyway, I got some cool things we got to talk about. So UFOs, ARVs, man, alien production vehicles, are the governments of the world, maybe just ours, recreating UFOs? Who knows? I don't. Do you? Maybe. Let us know what you think. Appreciate you guys. Love you so much. We will definitely see you next week. You guys are the bee's knees, are the catch PJs, and we'll see you on that flippity flop. Later, skater!
Take my camera.